Hi folks, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Today I'm comparing both of Todd Alcott's decks, so the Pulp Tarot and the Horror Tarot. I'm momentarily confused me because it's got Alcott's here and Alcott here, but it's because it's Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot, as in belonging to him, and the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott. Anyway, um, these are two decks that I've recently got from Oneness Emporium. I'll put a link in the description. Cheryl does an amazing job of offering a beautiful service where you can get um, lots of tarot decks, brilliant prices. Uh, they come as though it's like indie, that kind of a like indie kind of a packaging that we love. Anyway, I'm going on. Check out Cheryl at Oneness Emporium. Todd Alcott's decks. So they are, well, let's start with the boxes. So both have the same kind of a style of box. They have this kind of a um, old book, old cassette tape, whatever you kind of a want to, well, it is, it's a book, isn't it? Um, Kind of a style to them. Um, my only complaint is that there's no magnetic kind of there's nothing keeping it shut. Um, It's not a big deal for me because I keep my decks like on the shelf like that with other decks at either side, so nothing's going to happen. But it just means that I won't be taking this box, throwing it in my bag to take the deck and use it somewhere, if that makes sense. Because the box is going to open in my bag, the cards are going to go everywhere and probably get squashed and bent and whatnot. Um, what I've talked about doing is maybe get like a wee magnetic strip or something, and altering the box so that it does have that magnetic closure. That would work. But it's just something to be aware of if you are buying the decks. Um, so let's have a wee look at what it says. So for the Pulp Tarot, a dynamic two-fisted approach to the tarot. Pulp Tarot gives the traditional tarot deck a new twist, with a cast of characters captured from the glorious repository of pulp illustration. Okay, so the cards are like you can get get a bit of a feel for them. The images in the back here, they have this magazine cover poster type feel to them. Ready to unleash the secret forces pulsing vibrantly within every living soul, and lay bare the squirming, throbbing life within. Um, Colourful, intriguing, and complex, the Pulp Tarot was created with only one goal in mind: to guide your questing soul from darkness to light, if you dare. And it goes on. But that is some info on the Pulp Tarot. And then the Horror Tarot says that the creator of the Pulp Tarot returns with this kaleidoscopic plunge into the world of horror graphics, guaranteed to send chills down your spine. Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot is a full tarot deck of 78 cards with bespoke instruction booklet guided to. We'll try that again. With bespoke instruction booklet to guide you through the thrilling and terrifying world of the major arcana and all four gasp-inducing suits of the minor arcana. Divine your future with bone-chilling images inspired by over 100 years of horror graphics, evoking movie posters, fan magazines, paperback books, classic comics, and pulp magazines. Your fate is in your hands. So both of these are mass market. As I say, both of them are available on Oneness Emporium. If you're in the UK, then definitely check out Cheryl's shop. I'm not 100% sure where they're available, in the States and whatnot. I would imagine the usual kind of places. Right. And just to show you, it opens out like this. It's got this kind of a cardboard. Oh, you can't really see that very well because it's black gloss. Let's turn on a wee light. There we go. It's got this kind of a cardboard inset, nice ribbon so as that you can pull the cards out easily. I love this blood splatter. And same here. So yeah, boxes pretty cool. They do come with little white books, which is absolutely fine by me. Let's pick a card. So let's say the Tower. Um, let's look at what it says for each of the kind of a tower entries. Here we go. Um, so as you can see, you're getting like you don't get images because it's little white books. You're getting a paragraph for each card. So it's not going to be like it's not going to tell you everything you need to know about tarot. If you're a beginner, you'll want to think about getting another book to go with this. My recommendation would be 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack or Tarot Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. Um, Rachel Pollack fanboy here. The tower. Here comes trouble. The tower is a tall building, but tall buildings are the first to be struck by lightning. This tower is in crisis, burning down under a stormy sky. Will anything be left out of the will anything be left of the tower by the time the fire has burnt itself out? Will humankind ever control the hubris that compels them to build towers even higher, inviting greater and greater cataclysm? What tower have you built? And how much has your hubris blinded you to your tower's weakness? Um, and the tower here says the tower 1986. So uh, it's giving you details. So in the horror tarot, they are kind of inspired by like movie posters. So I think this is telling you where that's come from, where the images come from. The Tower never really had a chance to succeed. Written and directed by the young Terence Malloy, who had shown great promise with his visually dynamic music videos. The Tower went into production without a completed script and was plagued with delays and cost overruns brought on by expensive location shooting. Malloy's initial director's cut was over 4 hours long and featured a dozen different subplots. The studio deemed it unreleasable and took over post-production. They finally released a 90-minute version that left audiences baffled by its dangling plot threads and bizarre narrative leaps. The story was conceived as a satire on yuppie culture. A young couple think they've found the perfect investment property in an ancient tower in a remote corner of Scotland, but end up living in a nightmare. Malloy has gone on record as saying the thing I like about the tower card. Um, so he said the thing I like about the tower, and they're inserting card and square brackets to show that that wasn't actually what he said. Um, so the thing I like about the tower is that it's one of the few unequivocal cards in the tarot. All right, okay. So he was talking about the card in the tarot. There are no two ways about it. The tower is bad news. It represents sudden, dramatic, catastrophic change. The film, ironically, was very much a representation of the catastrophic change for Malloy, who had never directed a feature before and never would again. So you can see you're getting quite a bit of information in the book for the horror tarot, and do you know I love small kind of just the wee touches like this, but the rounded corners for the little white book just makes it seem, and this is papery, whereas this is more like your like photographic printer paper. It's got more of a gloss to it. Uh, so that is those are the books. I'm just looking to see quickly if I can see whether there's any spreads mentioned, because I do love a good spread. I'm not seeing a note on process. No. And those are the right. Okay, so I'm not. See, it might be that within some of the paragraphs it gives you information about how to lay the cards, but I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me. Major Arcana, brief history. No, nothing on spreads. Right, let's get into the cards because I've been whittering on now for 9 minutes and we've not even looked at the cards yet. These are the backs. So Normally, I'm bothered when backs of cards have the name of the deck on them. It usually irks me, but I actually quite like these. Um, so yeah, the pulp one is quite difficult to see. You know, it doesn't you don't see it right away. You've got to kind of concentrate on it to see that it says pulp tarot. And the horror tarot is a bit more obvious, but again, because it has this kind of a repeated effect, I think it's quite cool. Size wise, I think we're looking at your usual tarot. So they're both the exact same size as each other, and it's pretty much the exact same size as a standard US games. So standard tarot size. Okay, I'm going to do a side-by-side flip through, and you can see them both. Right away, what I would say is, and you'll notice this, um, the horror tarot has excerpts on it. Okay, there we go. So like I say, Pulp Tarot, we have, Major Arcana, card number 0, the Fool, but it doesn't have these paragraphs about the card that the Horror Tarot does. So the Fool, Take the Step, Horror Tarot presents Major Arcana card 00, the Fool, a symbol of enthusiastic innocence. You're beginning a vast journey in life, but you are not afraid of the challenges before you because you live in the moment. And I think most of the cards in the Horror Tarot have that. Now, as you can see, it's quite, for the most part, it's quite subtle. I actually quite like it. I think this would be good for like when I'm reading for people. I like to have, obviously, I'll have a tarot deck that I'm putting out a spread with, but I also like to use another deck that they can pull a single card from, just as a bit of a, a flavour for the whole reading, a bit of an overview type thing. I think this would be quite good for that because they'd be able to kind of read the excerpt for themselves. Maybe not so much for the entire spread because I don't really like keywords and stuff on my cards. Anyway, I digress. So we have the Fool. didn't talk much about the cardstock, but you saw the size. So in terms of shuffling, they're both nice decks to shuffle. They have the same cardstock as each other. It's pretty standard. Riffle shuffling, they riffle quite well, which works for me, and because of the size, they overhand quite well too. Um, what I'll do is I'll do what I said I was going to do, or I'll use them how I said I would use them. So we'll pull a kind of an overall card or like a clarifier type with the horror tarot, and we'll do a 3 card spread with the pulp, and we'll see what we get. Goodness sake. Right. Oh, well, let's take one of them as a. Let's take them both, right? We'll do a one before and one after. How about that? And I'll just do my usual situation, advice, and outcome with a pulp. Okay, so we're starting off with the Ten of Wands. Um, so it says here, who will carry the burden? Okay, so that would suggest that this spread is going to be about, the burdens that we carry. How much are we taking on? Do we have to do it all at once? Can we maybe put some down? So feeling about overwhelm is maybe going to be the general theme for this reading. Um, and because of that, we've got the situation that right now is the Four of Cups. So feeling a wee bit turned off by everything, just not connecting, not engaged, not stimulated at all. Just like we've had enough. The advice, the Hierophant. Okay, so maybe we need to kind of learn something new. Maybe we need to go back to school. Maybe we just need to kind of invigorate our passion for whatever it is that we're doing. Begin our mindset. Take it back to the beginning. And actually look at the thing for what it is, and not for what you've kind of um, almost came to understand it to be, learned it to be, the outcome, Ten of Pentacles. So we do see a really good outcome there. We see, tens are about completion and renewal of the cycle. It's about passing things down. Particularly the Ten of Pentacles, we create this kind of a rich environment for ourselves. We create abundance, safety, security. In the image here, we see this kind of it's a kind of a play on the tradition, the Smith Waite image, isn't it? Where we see the old guy with his dogs. We see the kind of a younger couple who appear to be really kind of enjoying the riches that potentially this guy has created for them. So we do see a good outcome, but maybe just needing to just reinvigorate ourselves a wee bit. I think this reminds me of the Viceroy from Star Wars. Anybody else see that as well? And then we're finishing up with the King of Cups. So welcome to the world of the emotionally balanced man. Um, so where we're starting off with this 4, we're taking on too much and probably not connecting emotionally. We end up with the Ten of Pentacles and with abundance and safety. And we're also for that we are much better off emotionally. So there we go. There's a quick reading with the horror and the pulp tarot. A bit of a feeling as to how I might use them if I was reading with them for people in a spread. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Check out Witness Emporium and buy the deck from there if you can. If you're in the UK. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.